We're finishing up John 2 today. We're at the temple courts. Jesus has shut down the sacrificial system that he found to be so abusive, especially to the poor. People have questioned him, what gives you the authority? And Jesus has this reference to the miracle that will be the resurrection. And we talked a little bit about how they couldn't understand. They had a closed posture. But today we read these final couple verses. Now, while he was in Jerusalem at Passover festival, many people saw the signs he was performing and believed in his name. But Jesus would not entrust himself to them, for he knew all people. He did not need any testimony about mankind, for he knew what was in each person. Boy, this is a really interesting idea of Jesus really knowing what's in the human heart. He knew what people were after. He knew what they wanted. They were trying to forge Jesus in the image they wanted him to be. They were trying to project onto Jesus their expectations and desires of what a Messiah was like. So he's doing these signs, and people are believing him as he's doing these signs, but yet still they have a misconstrued idea of what he's actually come to do. And it says Jesus would not entrust himself to them because he knew what was in them. He knew, boy, it just, in some ways, it's a little scary to think about. He knows our hidden motivations. He knows our blind spots. He knows our brokenness. He knows our wounds. He knows how we're operating out of our shadow side, out of our trauma. He knows that we want to make him our puppet. Jesus, do this for me. And whenever we approach Jesus in these ways, he will not entrust himself to us. Jesus knows clearly who he is, what he's coming to do, the role God's assigned to him, clearly the act of redemption that includes his service and sacrifice and death, crucifixion, his agony, his passion, and then his resurrection. And this does not fit into most people's molds of this powerful king who takes by force and brings and restores the nation of Israel and their prosperity. And now Jesus is a suffering servant of Israel. And the way he delivers God's mercy and grace is in a way that's unexpected. So I guess if there's an application point, I want to receive Jesus for who he is. I want to hallow his name. I don't want to try to make him into the person I want him to be. I want him to be Lord and Savior, King and Master, Rabbi, and come to him as his student and learn from him. He says he's gentle and humble at heart. So Lord, would you help us all not project on to you who we think you should be, but receive from you who you really are. That could be our prayer today. Grace and peace to you.